What is up, everybody? This is WDG, and that is correct, guys. This is Damaso's new Nostalgia version 3 build that I finally get to showcase because this build sure caught my eye. Not only is this build built off of Ultra, but you have Damaso, a well known builder in the community, building off of it, making something pretty unique and awesome that I want to showcase to you guys today. So first off, this is not one of those big 1 terabyte image is that have been currently coming out that are based on Ultra. This is a 256 gigabyte image that will not only fit on an SD card, but fit on any mass storage device that is 256 gigabytes or bigger. That is correct, guys. It has USB support, which is pretty awesome to see on a Damaso build because now you can grow the libraries that he has included already. So let's jump into this build, guys. So this build is included with 7,553 games with awesome selections. So we have arcade games. We have 1,100 games available. I know it's a smaller collection, but don't forget, Damaso goes through all his games and makes sure everything works. Then you have the Neo Geo AES at 140 games. Naomi at 52 games, again, a smaller collection, but again, he goes through all his games. I can't repeat that enough. We have Open Bore, and he actually left a note here. You may need to set up your controllers depending on the controller that you're currently using, so keep that in mind. And not just only this emulator, Dreamcast as well. So we have Atari 2600 at 497 games, Atari 7800 at 58 games, Family Computer at 127 games, Nintendo Family Disk System at 144 games, Nintendo Entertainment System at 779 games, NES Hacks, which is actually, you know what, this is actually a pretty big collection that I've seen lately. Most of them are like 99 or 100, so there's a few extra that I noticed in this collection here. Super Famicom at 182 games, which is a pretty nice collection there. Super Nintendo at 783. MSU, 1 chip, 20 games. Again, this is pretty unique to see on a system, but yeah, 20 games is not bad. Super Nintendo Hacks, 78 games. Usually I see around 10, 15 games, so 78 is a pretty big collection for hacks. N64 has 46 games available. The reason why it's such a small library is because, again, he tests all his games to make sure they run flawlessly. Game Boy, 562. Game Boy Color, 537. Game Boy Advance at 101. Virtual Boy at 24. PC Engine CD at 17 games. TurboGrafx 16 at 96. Super Graphics at 5 games. MS-DOS, 16 games. This is actually nice to see that it's been added because this system is not really added on most systems. So 16 games is not a bad collection, especially when this is not added on most builds. Amiga at 93. X68 at 19. PCFX, 1 game. Scum VM, 4 games. He didn't mention about controllers on this build, but I would recommend just checking if your controllers are set up properly for this because I've had controller issues with this myself, but you may not run into that issue, but I just thought I'd recommend, checking your controllers if it isn't working. Ports at 6 games. Check what he actually added. Oh, so it's just the common files there. 3DO Interactive. PlayStation 1 at 183. PSP, 28 games. SG-1000, 66. Master System at 256 games. That's actually a pretty nice collection there as well. Sega Genesis at 759 games. Genesis Hacks at 76 games. I really like seeing the collection amount. It's pretty unique for Damaso to add such a big collection for hack games because I usually see like 10, 15 added per hack system. So the amount of hack games he has is very nice to see. Mega Drive Japan at 26 games. Game Gear at 248 games. Sega 32X at 30 games. Sega CD at 60 games. This kind of has me blown away. It's a lot of disc games for Sega, so I'm gonna probably go through a few of those games and check them out when I have my free time. Sega Saturn at 30 games, Dreamcast at 100 games. Now this has me curious. I'm just gonna take a quick peek here. So a lot of the good games are in here that I would normally play. He has a great taste in collections, like I said. The desktop, this is the desktop version of Raspberry Pi. Steam, and then you have obviously your options, your power, and then all games. Before you jump into this build actually, once you have everything set up, your controllers and everything done, I recommend going into options, going to the fix my build if you're connected to the internet, and if not, go to RetroPie tools and just set up your Wi-Fi if you're using Wi-Fi, and if not using a cord, just use a cord. And then going to fix my build, and just pressing OK. And looking for the online updater. Online toolkits right here. Starting that up. Okay, so when this menu loads up, all you're going to want to do is press OK. Go to number 1, build updates, Supreme Ultra. And because this build is pretty much up to date at the time of this video, you're going to only want to apply number 8 and 9. So I'll do that quickly here. I'll apply number 8 first. And this fixes some of the marquee script issues for Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color. And then just fix the dual player script here quickly. And this one's pretty quick, it's pretty much instant. There we go. And then after that's done, you can pretty much exit this menu. But in the future, if there's any bugs that you find, you can either report them to the Supreme team, if it's Supreme base build related. But if it's build related, you can contact them also, let him know what bugs you have found. And then if he decides to add the fix, you can go to Community Fixes and Tweaks. This menu will load up, you can press OK. Look for his name, which is right here, and just press OK. And the list of fixes that he has will apply here, but because this build's pretty much new, there is no fixes at the moment for him, so you can just exit out of that. So once this is done, you can simply just exit. And then exit this menu. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this new awesome build, guys, by Damaso. So let me just showcase maybe a game or two here. So I'm gonna load up, let me see, N64. I can't actually know what, I don't have a controller for that. So let me just go into SNES and just click a random game here. As you can see, this boots up pretty ridiculously fast. So you get the instant box art there, or not really box art, but it displays the system. It loads up everything, and it's fast and smooth, which I really like. And then you get this awesome bezel that I believe Damaso made himself. I'm not too sure, but it's called Damaso, so probably one that he made. But yeah, so as you can see, games load up pretty dang fast. Let's go to a different system and just showcase. Let's go to arcade, for example. Let's load up an arcade game. So as you can see, it's going to load up an image here and then instantly load into the game. The boot time is incredibly fast. And there we go. So I like it how it's pretty snappy compared to most builds out there. It's very nice to have that feature. And yeah, that's all, guys, for now. I just want to make a very quick showcase to help get this build out there. There's more to offer. I'm pretty sure there's going to be other reviews out there of this build, but I just want to do a quick showcase to what it has to offer now. There is some notes that have been left here for me to let you guys know about, so I'll let you know about that quickly if I haven't said so myself already. The build is pre-overclocked to 2000 gigahertz, so Once again, please make sure you have a great heatsink and fan to cool it down. And if not, you can turn the overclocking off. You can do that yourself manually, or you can go into the RetroPie settings and do that yourself that way. Damaso does recommend an 8-button controller with analog sticks to enjoy the image fully because a lot of the games on here require analog sticks. You would need a keyboard plugged into the Pi if you want to set up open bore, unfortunately, but once that's done, it's going to work out of the box. And sometimes with Dreamcast as well, depending on what controller you're using. He also says please do not use an 8-bit dock controller, Pro 30, because it is known to cause issues with the Dreamcast Redream emulator, causing freezing. Um, or becomes very laggy. I've actually experienced this myself, not just on a Supreme base. I've actually experienced this on plenty of images out there. Stock RetroPie, Playbox, Supreme Pro Ultra. Um, it just becomes laggy. I think it's a driver issue. We haven't currently looked into that, but besides that, guys, that's the notes that he's pretty much left me here. And to remind you guys that it is USB boot ready, so if you guys would like to boot this off a USB, there's tons of videos out there, but you don't have to do anything with Ultra itself because it is USB boot ready already. So all you have to do is format a disk drive or SSD or bootable device to FAT32, and then use tools like Etcher or Win32 to burn it to or write it to the device you're using. And that is all. So thanks for watching, guys. Again, sorry for a short showcase. I just wanted to showcase this build because it caught my eye, and there's a lot of features that other reviewers might showcase that might pique your interest. They might show like the other front ends or the desktop that Ultra has to offer, but I'm not going to do that in this video because lots of people already know what Ultra has to offer. I just wanted to showcase the key features that Damaso had added to this build, and that's his, his music collection, the theme that he chose, and his game selection is very awesome because he goes through all his games, makes sure everything's working. So that's all, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace out.